This is Camila, and today you're gonna step into the ring for the fight of your life. Early on in my childhood, I grew up between Mexico City and Havana. My mom and dad were young parents struggling to get by, but making it work. My mom had this dream of moving to the United States to start a new life. She was like, I have to do this. And eventually, when I was 7 years old, my mom brought me across to Miami. My dad couldn't come with us right away. He stayed in Mexico for a while and joined us a year later. He literally had to cross a river to get over to the United States. My mom studied architecture back in Cuba. But when we moved to Miami, her education didn't carry the same weight. So to make ends meet, she took a job selling shoes at Marshall's. What's amazing about my mom is that no matter what she's doing, she does it to the best of her ability. Her attitude was like, hey, I'm happy just to be in this country and to be earning a living. One day, while my mom was at work, these two women came into the store. They were both from Cuba, and my mom started chatting with them. One of them mentioned that her son was an architect. She asked my mom if she knew how to use a software program called AutoCAD, or like my mom said, AutoCAD. She actually didn't, but she said that she did. That led to a new opportunity. And slowly, my mom and my dad stepped into the life she'd envisioned. The dream she had for us and for our family. Julia Cameron said, leap and the net will appear. I guess that's what my parents did. My mom left everything she knew, everything that was familiar, for some distant dream of the life she wanted. Then she takes a new job she's not fully trained for, and she just applies herself and figures it out. I was too young to understand it at the time, but this took some guts. My mom has always been strong about fighting for herself, and always in the kindest way possible. Always in a way that respects other people, but also in a way that honors her own path. My mom and I are basically best friends. She's a very short Latin lady. I call her Tiny Mom sometimes. When she smiles, it's a million megawatts. She radiates that mom-level warmth that seems like a force of nature or something. And Papa, if you're listening, I wrote a whole song about you, so don't get jealous. You know how much I love you. When she shows up somewhere, her first order of business is to hug every person on the premises. Not great in COVID times. She loves to watch thriller movies and horror movies, and she loves to read. She'll often give me a book she's just finished and it's all dog-eared and highlighted. My mom also happens to be one of the wisest people I know. We go on a lot of walks together at night. We just walk around the house and talk about whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm going through, and she's a really good sounding board. For the past few years, I've become really interested in growing as a person. I've been reading a lot of books, using apps like Calm, and meditating every day. What's crazy is that every time I discover a new insight or teaching, I realize that it's something my mom just knows intuitively. And it's super annoying. I'm like, damn, how do you know all this stuff? I've learned so much from my mom. She taught me to have gratitude for every little thing in my life. She taught me how important it is to always do the right thing, no matter what. But there's one thing she taught me in particular that has always stuck with me. I can still hear her saying this to me, almost like she's right here in the room with me, which she's not, but she's next door. She would say, Camilita, you have one life, and it's your responsibility to fight for your own happiness. This might seem obvious, but if it's such an obvious rule of life, why is it so hard to abide by it? Why are we so often waiting for outside circumstances or people to make us happy? Even in a relationship, a really healthy relationship, you can't depend on your partner to make you happy. Happiness is always an inside job. Nobody else is going to eat well and drink water for you. Nobody else is going to meditate for you. Other people can love and support you, they can believe in you, and help you get back up when you fall. And that's fantastic and important. But they can't do it for you. Even the people who love you most can't decide what path is right for you. Nobody can fight for your dreams, except you. I'm trying to remember that I don't always have to fight for happiness at all. Sometimes I just need to choose it. Like my parents did, back when they were still a few steps away from their dreams and goals. What that means is that there's really nobody else to blame. Which is actually a really freeing thing, because you, and only you, are responsible for your own happiness. This thing called you, it's your deal. Take a look in the mirror and check it out. There's nobody else looking back at you. It's your life. which means it's your fight. So keep fighting that happy battle, stoic warrior. This is Camila. Thanks for doing this thing with me.